You know, we only have 2 more days of September 2022. Is that a good thing, or are you wondering what's ahead? Remember, the devil you know is better than the one you don't, because October brings us the first of 2 eclipses, so who knows? We've talked about that on Old Soul, New Soul Astrology podcast with Robert Glasscock. If you have not heard those episodes, they're in the lineup. And I don't remember what day we did them, what day they were released, but there are 3 episodes on the upcoming eclipses. So if you'd like to get the master's take on it, well, I would highly encourage you to have a listen to Old Soul, New Soul. Find those episodes and cue them up. Now, yesterday we heard Justin's question, which we're going to answer here in just a minute. But before we do, let's talk about the one thing in the chart today, and that is simply that Venus goes home. Actually, unless you're catching this really early when we release it, Venus has already gone home to Libra, at 3:49 this morning Eastern Time. That is a great big relief for Venus, because Venus in Virgo is just not the happiest Venus on the planet. I happen to know because that's where mine is. But I will tell you, there is nothing like Venus at home in its moniker, classic, prototype, avatar sign of Libra. I'm hoping that we get some more balance in the world. I'm hoping we get some more harmony in the world, maybe some more love in the world, at least for the next 3 weeks. I think we could all collectively sigh and say, Venus, welcome home.
Hey, Tom. Hope this isn't too much of a noob question. I do not know what to make of a double T-square in my natal chart.
Now, let's take this listener question from Justin. If you heard it yesterday and were thinking about it, what kinds of answers did you come up with? Well, first, let's talk about the structure of what he's talking about here. So basically, we're dealing with 4 planets that are all in square aspects to each other in the chart. So right there, if you're looking at any chart, we had one last Wednesday, not this past Wednesday, the 28th, but back a week ago, the 21st. We had one in the chart. We will also have one on Saturday. So if you wanted to queue up Saturday, October 1st, Robert Glasscock's birthday, by the way, we will have a grand cross in the chart on that day. Now, here's what you have with that structure. So when you have 4 planets in a 90-degree, now remember, we're talking geometry here. We're taking a circle and cutting it into pieces. So with that, you have in every one of these situations what is known as a T-square, which is 2 planets opposite each other, and then another square to that line. If that's all you had, it's called a T-square. But when you have 2 of them, then it's called a grand cross. Now, here's the structure. So the 4 square planets are going to be in each of the elements: fire, earth, air, water. They will cover them all in this aspect. So if someone had this in their natal chart, they are covering the 4 winds of the earth in this one aspect of these connected signs. So you're talking about this affecting basically every area of your life. Now, there's another unique characteristic, and that is they will all be in the same quality, either cardinal, fixed, or mutable. So it's hitting every area of your life, but it's hitting it from a definite, certain perspective. And this becomes the key to interpreting a grand cross. You have to first determine which quality is it. Is it in the cardinal signs? Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Is it in the fixed signs? Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius? Or is it in the mutable signs? Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces? It's going to be through the lens of one of those qualities, the quality that it's in, that you're going to get the interpretation. Now, the global macro interpretation of this, because you have 4 squares and 2 oppositions, is obviously you're being pulled every which way and focused in the signs and planets that are involved in the aspect. On top of that, you overlay whether it's cardinal, fixed, or mutable. So a cardinal individual is a leader, an initiator, a go-getter, a starter. And if you have, for example, Mars and Saturn in that Grand Cross, then you might be totally frustrated by delays because your Mars is trying to push you forward and the Saturn is trying to hold you back. So this could be one of, say, tug of war. It could be battles, infightings, etc. Now, the opposite of that would be the fixed signs, where you have people that are dug in, like dug in their heels, like this is my way or the highway. Throw 4 squares and 2 oppositions into that, and you have a group that simply is not going to move forward because nobody's going to budge. Being stuck in a rut or stuck in your ways is a big challenge of a fixed Grand Cross. And then a mutable cross would be basically people who are very pliable and can pretty much get along with anything, which, taken to an extreme or pushed too hard, could be no direction at all, where the 4 planets are pulling across and against and towards each other in such a way that really over a period of time you look back and not much has gotten done. Focus, clarity, direction can be a challenge. Now, remember, all of this is there for your soul to grow. So the purpose of this is to use that tension to your advantage, because there is something that probably came from the past, brought forward into this lifetime for you to resolve and work through by basically taking the opposite of the structure of that Grand Cross. So for the dominant leader, it would be to perhaps serve instead of command. For the fixed person who is dug in their heels, it would be the art of compromise. And for the mutable cross, buy a day planner. Oh, and use it. You get the idea, right? It's put some structure into your life. So that's just one dynamic of this incredible aspect. And remember, I think Robert did talk about this because a lot of the billionaires have used that tension to always be solving problems in order to accomplish the great things that they have financially. So this is a very success-oriented aspect once you understand it and you start to use it for your karmic purpose. Hope that helps. Thanks for listening, too. If you have a question, hit the funastrology.com website. Up at the upper left is the speak pipe, and you can do what Justin did. Have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week and the month. Have a good day.